Today I'm going to talk a little bit about minute books and why you need them and why you should keep them up to date. I'm sure you've heard about minute books if you've ever incorporated a business or you're thinking about incorporating a business. A minute book contains all of the corporate documents and resolutions pertaining to your business when you incorporate. When you incorporate, you have to identify who the shareholders are, who the officers are, who the directors are. And you can check out my other video on incorporations to learn a little bit more about that. Once you've identified who these people are, maybe you have shareholders agreements, maybe you have an office address, you need to put all of these documents into a book, and this is called your minute book. Now, a lot of people make their minute book at the outset, and then they put it into their closet and forget about it. You need to keep these minute books up to date. And the reason you need to keep these minute books up to date are for three main occasions that you'll find that it'll be a problem if they are not up to date. The first is regulatory. If you don't keep your minute book up to date doing the proper annual filings, then when the CRA wants to audit you, you will be penalized for not keeping your minute book up to date. Also, if you're not doing the proper annual filings with the ministry, they may accidentally dissolve your company even though your business is still ongoing. The second reason why you want to keep your minute book up to date relates to corporate changes. So, for example, if you want to take on a new investor, if you want to sell your business, the people that are looking into your business records want to see, okay, well, who are the current shareholders? Who is the current director? Who is the current officer? And they'll want you to make sure that your minute book is up to date before they do any sort of transaction like that. And if you need the money in that given time, you can't spend all your time and expense updating a minute book when you really want to get the transaction moving. This is especially problematic when it comes to institutions. For example, if you need to open up a bank account, the bank will look at the most up-to-date minute book documentation that you have to see who has the authority to open up the bank account or give the bank instructions. And if it was an older employee, an older director, they will not listen to you unless you update your minute book and filings accordingly. The reverse is also true in that there's a danger that if you happen to fire someone or someone resigns, if you don't update your minute book or filings properly, they will still have authority to bind your company. So that's another issue, which leads to the third reason why you want to keep your minute book up to date, and that relates to disputes. If you have a shareholder dispute or a dispute with the board or a dispute within employees, looking at your minute book and determining, okay, well, who owns how many shares? Who's the majority shareholder? Who's the majority board member? This creates a lot of leverage towards one party in the dispute versus another. If it's all over the place or if it's silent and there's no records, then this creates more and more of a problem when you actually get into the litigation point of view. So again, it's very important not only to create a minute book, don't just leave it on the shelf. Keep it up to date, and you can use a lawyer to help you out, or you could do it yourself as well.